All right, ladies and gentlemen, like, share, subscribe, Cash App, $Winston's Bobby. I happened to see this article. Let me see who was talking about this. New Breed. Shout out to New Breed Global Truth. Okay, DC Cat. I hope you're doing good. If you're listening to me, then New Breed, and I believe it was the Bottom Line News was also talking about this. You could find this article like on the news outlets. He did, I believe it was Face the Nation, okay, where he had reacted to the video about what's going on in Chicago. Face the Nation, also on your major news outlets. I believe it was CBS News also. So what's going on out there in doggone Chicago now is ICE they had an arrest, okay, in one of the buildings out there, the housing, and turned out apparently some black people, naturalized citizens, end up getting arrested. In case you don't know what's going on right now, ICE, they're going around doing their rounds, rounding up illegal immigrants and things of that nature. Okay, and there's also threats about the National Guard getting put out in Chicago and things of that nature. They have been staged, I understand, in a certain area, but they have not been dispersed. But there's threats actually about sending more ICE officers out there, and in a few other cities. Okay, those other cities, that's a conversation for another day. But I want to own in on this topic, right here, right now. And then I'm going to go watch the game, all right, because the Commanders played the Chargers today. But anyway, okay, so according to the reports, right, ICE came, was looking at this, getting at this terrorist group over there, okay, this cartel. And once again, there were some black people that were arrested. There were children and so forth. There were doggone, they're gonna hog tie with the plastic ties and all that. And they had U-Haul trucks out there, okay, and things of that nature. So one concern is, after they have been rounded up, where are these immigrants as well as the black people are being taken to? Okay, do they have like a detainment center and things of that nature? Okay, I'm pretty sure they're going to be let go and all that, but I think that's right now that's causing some doggone a lot of bad press and all that. And they had a guy that he must have been like a correspondent in favor of what's going on, and then you had the other newscasters that were asking questions about things about the inalienable rights and things of that nature, okay, for the citizens that's been there, okay, and so forth, because you have a lot of these doggone immigrants and all that that's been lumped into a lot of these like places like South Side Chicago and a lot of these black underprivileged communities, okay? And according to homie New Breed, and I agree to where, okay, and I'm not trying to make this a political thing, but a lot of this was happening during the Biden campaign, okay, where they were letting all kinds of people in here from, like from South America and things of that nature in the country, okay, and putting them, these people like in sanctuary cities and also these underprivileged communities, lumping them up in these black communities and things of that nature. And now with the administration that we have now, this dude about to get punched in the mouth. I'm just kidding. He cut me off. But yeah, now you got ICE and you have threats of the doggone National Guard coming in there and rounding people up, people that, that are American citizens along with these ICE, so there's a lot of the pushback is to where some of this stuff with ICE is going to eventually end up trickling to these black communities. And these are black people, once again, that are American citizens, okay? Go on here looking for the immigrants and all that. Me personally, am I down with what the ICE is doing and things like that? Yes. I hope that they are treated humanely and with respect and things of that nature. All right. Am I for them going around here harassing American citizens? No. Okay. I know that crime is high in a lot of these underprivileged communities and things of that nature. Okay. But still, all right, and I believe that they're not taking care of business the way that they're supposed to take care of a business through what I saw, okay? And I said this before, I believe ICE could be more surgical when it comes to removing a lot of these doggone, these immigrants and all that, okay? I know that they're passionate about it, but yeah, these guys that they're pulling up in unidentified cars, okay, they don't have any kind of like identification or anything to that nature, and they just running down on people. And some of that might be verifiable and things like that, because if they do pull up and they have the stuff marked off or whatever, then these immigrants could try to run away and all that, okay? But all I'm saying is, I believe once again that they could be a little more surgical, okay, when it comes to removing these citizens. I'm here, what they call it, the illegal immigrants. I'm hearing they busting up in there like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, okay, and end up getting some black families and things of that nature. The kids are separated from the parents and things like that, and these correspondents are saying this stuff is wrong, okay? And he also asked one of the correspondent that was in favor of it to be like, look, what if it's your family? If you live in a high class community and they came and bust up in there and things of that nature or whatever, and then the guy came out forward and said, well, I don't like the nature of your question, all right? Which goes to show that he can't answer the question. And what that says is, okay, this is one of the things where this guy is down with what these correspondents are saying, okay, where ICE is trickling into these doggone black communities, okay? What does the ICE have to do with something that the police needs to be doing? And, I do agree that between the mayors and the police of these cities like Chicago, Memphis, Philadelphia, a lot of them, these are in democratic states, that they ain't on top of their stuff, okay? And even though the crime has went down, the crime is still, it has a lot of work in progress, okay? So, and maybe Donald Trump, maybe he's basically saying with the Trump administration here, is saying, look, you know what? You need to crack down and light a fire, okay? But still, the stuff that they're doing, and I think what the Face of Nation was, also New Breed was saying, the stuff is wrong, and I have to agree, okay? So, but families are going to end up getting separated from these actions and things like that. It's going to trickle over to places where it shouldn't end up getting tricked. And then more than likely, somebody's going to end up getting hurt. Somebody's going to end up getting unalive. And I'm going to tell you straight up, there may be even get to a point where there may be somebody or maybe more than one person are probably going to end up retaliating and things like that okay, based off, I'm just saying, if this keeps up, okay, if this kind of stuff keeps up, and not really being, once again, all right, being mindful of what they're doing, okay, because the next thing you know, we're going to end up getting in a damn race war. So let me know what you think here. That's going to be it for now. I'm going to have more videos later. And I hope you enjoy your day today, okay? And have a good, safe weekend.